shoreline as much as possible, either in deep water or up higher elevation. But at the shoreline, if ever you're at the shoreline, and you people spend time at the shoreline, ever you're at the shoreline, all of a sudden water disappears from the beach. Run. Don't even think about it, just run. And don't run parallel to the beach. Run away from the beach. Because what's going to follow is not going to be pretty. And if the people in Southeast Asia had that information 5-6 years ago, you would not have lost 240,000 individuals. Run, get as high as you can, as fast as you can. Run over old people and young people, whatever it takes to run. Because if you stop, both of you are dead. You're really, both of you are dead. So tsunamis. LA is close to the ocean, and if they have a major earthquake near the ocean, then LA could stand a major loss. The vibrations. Unlike the Beach Boys with good vibrations, these are not good vibrations. And what will happen? Our buildings will topple. The last thing you want to do is run outside and stand next to your building. And people did. I mean, in Turkey, they ran out, stood next to a building, comes down on it. Literally get out of the building, stand in the middle of the street, and hope nobody runs you over. And that's a better place to be. And if you can't get in the center of the street, go in a doorway, but that, as you can see with those buildings, doorways, they don't. And it was interesting talking with individuals shortly after the earthquake, and what people grabbed as they ran out. If you were in that situation, what would you grab running out of your house? What? Nothing. One woman said she ran out of her house, she grabbed what she could, that she thought was important. She got outside, she had her hair dryer. That was all she had. A plumber that we became acquainted with, he ran out, and once he got outside, he realized all he had on was underwear. But he looked around, and he noticed that he was pretty well dressed compared to many of the other people standing outside. So, if you're in an earthquake area, let me know, maybe you want to dress appropriately to bed. And he said, I felt foolish until I looked around. And it was unique. So vibrations. Vibrations are shock waves that are going to bring down buildings. Floods. Dams break, waterways, channelways break, levees break during this period of time, and floods are very, very common associated with this activity. Fires, gas lines rupture. You saw what happened in New York with gas lines rupturing during a hurricane. During a earthquake, you got multiple gas lines rupturing. San Francisco in 1906 was not destroyed by all the materials coming down, but basically most of the destruction was fires that followed because you have no way to put them out. Fires start, the water lines are broken, and you sit there with the hose, water drilled, comes out of it, drips out of it, and you're stuck. 5. Soils turn to liquid. So soil turns, so what appears to be a nice solid mass literally liquefies. And the term for this is quick flake. Quick flake. And we've seen it in Wisconsin. Not with earthquakes, but with other types of vibrations. Oh, okay, last one. Landslides. Landslides, avalanches, whatever you want to call it, displacement of materials from higher elevation to lower elevation. Major problems, obviously, in the alpine area. Okay, all of these are found most frequently, obviously, in the alpine regions, because that's where the activity takes place. Major earthquakes. The areas of major earthquakes in general, western edge of North and South America, eastern Asia, generally China, Japan.
Can you move it over?
Oops, sorry. Japan, and finally the Mediterranean basin. These are areas of major earthquake activity. Unfortunately, they are also areas of high population density. Which leads to phenomenal death rates. 17,000 in Turkey is small compared to what happened in China in 1976, 240,000 individuals died. One earthquake, phenomenal. Most of them were in bed, most of them were sleeping, buildings collapsed. Prior to this event, the Chinese government had attempted to put together an earthquake prediction team. We figured that there's got to be a way in which you can predict these things. And within a year prior to this, that team had predicted a major earthquake in China. That major earthquake in China happened within days of when they said it was going to happen. Whoa. Was this coincidence? They were asked to identify what methods did they use. And it was winter. What happened were reptiles, amphibians, that were hibernating, all of a sudden left their safety of their nest underground, came to the surface and froze to it. Abnormal animal behavior. They would feel the tremors occurring before anyone else. And these animals just came out on the surface and died on the surface. And so the engineers, the experts said, oh, something's about to happen. Guess what? That didn't happen the second time. The animals didn't come out. The animals weren't giving them the forewarning. And man, 240,000 people have been shot. So we're still trying to predict. In the mid-'80s, I happened to be in San Francisco, and they were predicting a major earthquake in San Francisco within the next month. We're still waiting. So they made a fearless prediction, but it didn't come true. So again, let it be known. I made the prediction. Southern California will have a major earthquake. Enjoy the weekend. See you.